And George has a wonderful program that he's going to offer our listeners and our clients today. George, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Always good to be back. Good to be here.
Always great to have you here. Now, oftentimes you come on the show and you're teaching us, pretty much how to make sure to get ready for that big day, how to pack right, how to move things right. A lot of good information.
Correct. So one of the programs is the 2 weeks free storage, where you come into our facility, which we just recently got a much bigger facility. We're in 23,500 square feet now.
Wow.
So now we have the ability to really push that a little bit more. So for your clients that have different closings, they're closing on Friday and their next closing isn't until Monday, or there's just that time where you have to get everything out of the home so you could show it better.
Yes.
And you need 2 weeks free storage. We have that capability of doing that now, and offer it much more than what we have before in the past.
See, that's really big, because one of the things we do when we walk into a client's home when they're getting ready to sell is we actually give them a staging consultation. Now, we go through room by room and let them know what needs to stay, what needs to go. And oftentimes, people are like, oh my God, where am I going to put this stuff?
Right.
And then they have to spend crazy amounts of money with storage. Now, we tell our clients, we say, contact George at Gmetz Moving and Storage.
Yep.
You go down there, you give them an assessment on it. You give them 2 weeks free.
Yep.
And then you're you're overly competitive with your rates on storage.
Right. Our storage rates alone are just as good as anybody else, if not better. The biggest thing is when you're using us, you have us the whole way through. Mm-hmm. We're also providing free moving blankets for your storage. We're not charging to store your stuff wrapped, where other companies may charge that, or when you go to U-Haul or a public storage place, you have to buy pads from them.
Absolutely.
For us, you do not have to buy the pads. There is no additional charge. We're keeping this stuff protected the whole time it's in our facility, and it allows us to send it out with no damage, not double handling it. It's getting wrapped at point A, coming to our storage for point B, and then when you find your new home or you're moving in, it's going to point C at that point. But it's the same blankets, it's the same everything that it was wrapped in, prepared in the first time. Not many people do that. As far as I know, none of our competitors are doing that. So that is another thing that you can definitely take advantage of coming up this season.
So now you guys are fully insured, you're fully bonded.
Correct.
Correct. Okay. And you do this for a living. You have a really great thing that you do. You hire athletes.
Right.
That's so smart.
I have gone this year. We're on 6.5 years now, currently counting, and I have had much better success with hiring athletes of the high school or college level that are very physical, but they're easier to train, and they have customer service.
Team players. They're team players.
Correct. So it makes it much easier versus hiring a mover with 20 years of experience. They may be very good at what they do, but if they're not the best, it's hard to train them in something new. It's hard to break that cycle that they're used to for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Again, I'm a fourth generation mover, been doing this my entire life. So when I say I see the good, the bad, and the ugly, I have seen it all. And that's why we try to just over-educate our clients to make it much easier and stress-free when it comes to the moving day, because buying or selling a home is stressful in its own. There is no reason to stress when it comes to physically moving the stuff. That's what we're here for.
Are there any quick tips? We're going into the rainy spring season. Are there any tips that you could give our folks to make sure that to keep their items safe and your movers safe?
Quick tips when it comes to protecting for the rain or that type of weather. One thing is, when we go out, we wrap everything, we pad wrap everything, and if it's raining, we shrink wrap. So you are getting a layer, of something to protect it. Other good suggestions are garbage bags that you have for your couch cushions, things like that are small. Throw them in a garbage bag. It's going to stop the rain, but we're going to protect the bigger items. Other things, again, if you're going into a brand new home and there's mud and everything else, again, we will cover our walkway. We'll cover our path of least resistance to get into the home. But those are things that you want to kind of have some extra towels around for the day of, really just to wipe down the floors here and there. Again, our guys are doing that to protect themselves and to protect the property, but having a couple extra old towels, things like that to mop up as you go or as we're going, those things just really help. And again, it's something that we do ourselves, but it makes it a little bit easier when to have some of those things prepared.